As you know, I've been attempting to use the wood slicing machine to grind charcoal, mostly because I have a wood slicing machine already. Of course, many people told me I should be using a different sort of grinder, and they could be right. But as I say, I have a machine already, and if it can do both jobs, then that would save me making a different one, wouldn't it? I had made this frame to sit over the blade, and my thinking was very simple. If I extend the frame and add a second blade behind the first one, then it should grind more charcoal in the same way. So that's what I've been trying. But it did involve removing the back plate of the wood slicer and extending the outer frame. Now though, the back plate can be taken off easily and then reattached when I need it for slicing. This is the new extended inner frame, and it's quite heavy. It has 6 crossbars now instead of the previous 3. The blade still only passes under 3 of them, of course, but if the second blade was set about 9 inches behind it, then that should pass under the extra crossbars. At its furthest extension, the blade carriage is here, so if the front edge of the new blade was here too, then it should only move forward from that point. And this is what Ashley gave me to try. It's from a paper guillotine, and it's just about long enough, so thanks Ashley. I don't think it would be strong enough to cut logs with, but charcoal should be okay. I put in a washer at the back to tip it up a little, because we found out previously that that is necessary, and then I closed in the front with some angle iron to make a throat. Again, a slope to leave a gap for the charcoal to fall into. And yes, that new blade passes under the other 3 bars. Very good. And I closed up the space behind the blade with a piece of plywood, and it was time to try it. This is obviously just me turning the wheel by hand, so it's slow, but it's working. Now, it's been pointed out to me that charcoal is abrasive stuff, so it will blunt the blades. So I may have to replace them with something else, but I do like the way it cuts, so I'm giving these a go to see what happens. As I've said before, I really don't want fine particles. Most grinders work at high speed, so there isn't time for the particles to fall through a screen before they get bashed about by the mechanism or other pieces of charcoal and ground up further. I like what is made by this method, even if it is a bit slow. Or maybe it isn't slow at all. It will be interesting to hear how other people do theirs and how long it takes them. Anyway, the particles were actually a bit big the first time I did this, so I reduced the throat size and then it worked perfectly. Now then, we know that this works much better when the charcoal is pushed down. So I made a hinged top. And added some squash plates or something to go down between the bars. and a handle. My thinking was to hang a weight on the handle, but in the end it wasn't that helpful. It was helpful here because I was busy turning the wheel, but when the engine's doing that, then I could be around to push down on the handle myself. But anyway, it did seem to be working, so on with the next part, some sort of hopper. Of course, by then it was raining again. It seemed to be raining a lot lately. Now you may think the bigger the hopper the better, but the problem is bridging. Bridging is when the material sticks to itself and doesn't fall down. As it is, I made this one too big really already. Overfilling it just meant that the hinge lid was less effective. But it did work. Too slowly to be commercial? Well, I just don't know really. So here's a test. How long does it take to grind down a full wheelbarrow of charcoal ready to be made into agricultural charcoal or biochar? I know some of my viewers make their own biochar and they swear by other types of grinders. So this is for you. How long does it take you to grind up or grind down a wheelbarrow of charcoal? That's the test. First of all, I needed another wheelbarrow full and a fresh fish box. How long would it take? See, I bet you're excited to know now, aren't you? Well, maybe not. Anyway, it all went well. I'll speed it up, don't worry. Now, not all grinders are high-speed dust-making types. One of the other types of grinder is a plate mill, where rocks are ground between a fixed plate and one that hinges at the bottom. Now, I don't know for sure, but I suspect that this sort would get clogged up pretty quickly with wet charcoal, and it wouldn't be faster than my one either, but I'm happy to be corrected, of course. And I'd better say again that the charcoal comes out of the kiln wet, and it will be used wet, so I don't want to have to dry it out first before grinding. Right then, there we go. A full wheelbarrow ground up nicely. And how long did it take? 11 minutes. Can you beat that? Can I beat that? Well, maybe I could if the machine cut on the outstroke as well as the instroke with the blade sharpened on both edges. But cutting on the outstroke might flex the conrod like pushing a piece of string. Charcoal itself might not be a problem, but if there was ever a piece of uncooked wood or stone maybe, then what would happen? Anyway, it's all good fun and so interesting. Thanks for watching.